The day eventually came when the Lord said to Noah, "Go into the boat with all your family, because among all the people of the earth, I consider you alone to be righteous. Take along 7 pairs of each animal that I have approved for eating and for sacrifice, and take 1 pair of each of the others. Then choose 7 pairs of every kind of bird. There must be a male and a female in each pair to make sure that every kind of creature will survive the flood. A week from today, I will let the rains begin for 40 days and 40 nights. Then all the living things that I have created will be wiped from the earth." Noah did exactly as the Lord had asked of him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood came. He then went aboard the boat to escape. It was Noah and his wife, as well as his sons and their wives, and of course they had all the various animals with them too. They had animals that were approved for eating, and those for sacrifice, and those that were not, along with all the birds and other small animals too. They all came into the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God commanded Noah. A week later, the flood came and covered the earth. When Noah was 600 years old, on the 7th day of the 2nd month, the underground waters burst forth on the earth, and the rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain had fallen for 40 days and 40 nights. For 40 days the flood prevailed, covering the entire earth and lifting up the boat high above the earth. As the waters rose higher and higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on the surface of the water. Eventually, the waters even covered the highest mountains on earth, which stood more than 22 feet above the highest peaks. All the living things on earth at this point had died. Everything that breathed and lived on dry land had all died. Everything on earth was wiped out. All the people, animals, big and small, and all the birds too. They were all destroyed, and only Noah and his family was left behind, along with all the animals that were on the boat with him. The water had covered the earth for 150 days. God remembered Noah and all the animals in the boat. So he sent a wind to blow across the waters, which caused the floods to disappear. The underground water sources stopped gushing, and the torrential rains had stopped. The flood then gradually began to subside. After 150 days, which was exactly 5 months from when the flood had began, the boat finally rested on the mountains of Ararat. 2.5 months after landing on the mountain, the waters continued to go down, and the other mountain peaks began to appear. 40 days after that, Noah opened the window that he had made in the boat. He then released a raven that flew back and forth until the earth was dry. Then he sent out a dove to see if it could find dry land. But the waters were still too high for the dove to land on dry ground. It then returned to the boat. Noah then held out his hand and drew the dove back inside. 7 days had gone by. Noah then released the dove again. This time the dove only arrived toward evening time, with a fresh olive leaf in his beak. Noah now knew that the water was almost all gone. A week after that, Noah sent the dove out yet again. This time, the dove did not come back. Noah was 601 years old. 10.5 months after the flood began, Noah lifted back the cover to see the waters drying up. Then God told Noah that he can release all the animals and leave the boat. Now the animals could reproduce in great numbers. So Noah, his wife, their sons, and their sons' wives, along with all the animals of various kinds, left the boat, 2 by 2, the same way they had entered. Noah then built an altar and sacrificed the approved animals for that purpose. The Lord was pleased and said to himself, I will never curse the earth and destroy all living things again, even though people's thoughts and actions are bent toward evil from childhood. As long as the earth remains, there will be all the seasons and harvests, as well as days and night.